And Bob the
today,
Minecraft Man.
And Bob the Minecraft Man. And today,
I don't know. I don't have my YouTuber name.
Then you don't need to say anything.
I don't have my YouTuber name yet. And me,
That's Tessa.
Because
you know, the person who I usually react to videos with. Ugh, sorry. Now, today we are doing a Mr. Nightmare reaction 3,
Mr.
allegedly
Nightmare.
true creepy thunderstorm horror stories.
I like creepypasta better. Just saying.
That's what they all say.
Yeah, other than me.
I like Mr. Nightmare and creepypasta.
I haven't seen either. Me neither. I don't like watching rain fall down.
It'll start soon. Okay.
Oh my gosh, it's so scary.
When I was 14 years old, I lived with my mom and dad, 2 brothers, and my sister in a rural town in Florida.
It's weird.
Overall, I
They
miss
think his
Florida.
voice
scary.
The one thing I don't miss was the constant rain.
I like
one
constant
particular
rain.
Me too. What?
stormy Saturday night, where the thunder was so
Sorry
loud it
about
shook the
that.
whole house. Me and my 2 brothers had nothing to do.
Nothing.
My sister was out at a friend's house.
Of course she
Me and my
was.
2 brothers decided to play some video games to pass the time.
Ooh.
It was only 8 o'clock after all.
Yeah.
I remember we were playing some weird PS2 game where all the WWE wrestlers were driving cars and shooting at each other. I don't remember the name, but I remember the exact moment the power went out.
What's a game like that?
I was about to kill my brother in the game.
That
Sounds
sounded
of
wrong.
something popping from outside echoed into the room.
What happened? Maybe
We assumed a fuse had blown outside on one of the power lines.
Okay.
We went to call for our dad, who was already getting his rain jacket on to go outside check.
Okay, Dad.
Our house has 2 fuse boxes, one outside attached to the telephone pole on our lawn, and one inside. He asked me to go outside with him to aim a flashlight at the fuse box.
Okay.
When we were outside, he opened up the fuse box and began flicking around the different switches, hoping to reset something.
That's
He
sad.
tried every switch,
That's what I
but the
do.
power didn't seem to come back on.
Me too.
He told me to wait there to keep flicking switches while he went inside to do the same thing with the indoor fuse box. The rain was coming down hard. I just wanted to go inside as soon as possible. As I had the flashlight in my hand aimed into the fuse box, even through the sound of rain pounding down on the ground, I thought I heard something come from the woods behind our house.
Of course.
I bet
Oh,
it is a
Giant
man.
log cracking.
Really, I bet it's a man.
Yeah.
I aimed the flashlight into the woods, and for maybe half a second, I thought I saw an arm reaching around from behind a tree.
Yeah.
But as soon as the light exposed it, the arm pulled away behind the tree.
Then it wasn't on.
I shut the fuse box, ran up front patio, and into the house. I ran to my dad, who was tampering with the switches inside the fuse box in the closet.
Okay.
He entertained my claim, but he seemed to take what I said very seriously.
Of course.
He followed me outside
That's
around back, where I aimed the flashlight into the woods. The same spot I saw the arm. My dad took the flashlight from me and made his way into the woods.
Okay.
I stayed by the back patio in total darkness.
I bet it.
Pretty soon my dad went so deep into the woods that I couldn't see the flashlight anymore. Growing nervous, I inched my way closer to the woods,
Oh,
repeatedly
why?
calling out for my dad, until I found myself walking into the woods.
Okay.
It was hard to even hear myself think over the sound of rain pouring down on the leaves
That's
above,
sad.
but I did suddenly hear footsteps not too far away. Once again, I called out for my dad,
They
and I heard
stopped.
him answer.
Dad?
This made me panic.
What?
Why, you may be wondering?
What?
Because my
You
dad's
said
voice
that?
came from a completely different direction than the footsteps.
Oh.
My dad's voice, and eventually found him walking back to the house. Out of breath, I barely managed to tell him about the footsteps over in the other direction.
Okay.
He told me to go back inside and he'll continue to look around.
Why?
So I went inside and locked the door.
I just lock
Me,
the
my
door,
brothers,
hold
and
the
my mom
knife, and
all
stay
waited
there
by
the
the
whole
back
night.
door,
Maybe call
expecting to see him
911.
come out of the woods any second.
Maybe let the
Eventually,
dad
we heard someone at the front door trying to open the
No,
locked
I'll
door.
keep the dad out.
I went over expecting it to be my dad.
It was
My
not.
mom stopped me and looked through the peephole. Then she screamed. She ushered me away from the door and told all of us to go. My dad came back into the house through the back door.
Ooh.
I didn't see the rest of what happened, but I heard my dad yelling at someone outside. When he came back in, he told all of us he saw someone running into the woods. I knew he was taking this seriously now.
Okay.
We thought it would end there, but the next morning, we found that the basement window had been smashed, and there were muddy footprints all over the basement carpet.
Okay.
A large wad of cash that was sitting on the basement bar was stolen,
Uh-oh.
along with a few antique decorations that held some value.
Money's
The scary part
I
was
saw
that the muddy
someone
footsteps went up the stairs
and I
and
had
stopped
money
there.
laying around, I'd hide it.
Our basement
Like
door
someone
had a very
outside.
heavy-duty lock, which may be the only thing that stopped this man from exploring the rest of our house, possibly even our bedrooms.
That's creepy. That's creepy if I've ever heard creepy.
Number 2.
Really? You have to go number 2?
No, it's story number 2.
Sorry.
Light warnings are replaced with thunderstorm watches. Thunderstorm watches are followed up by tornado warnings, and even sirens add a nice touch to this surreal nightly experience. I used to enjoy a good thunderstorm. You get yourself comfortable on a couch, grab an extra pillow with a blanket, cuddle up, and enjoy the show of grace and might.
I just
Lightning
watched
bolts
the movie.
ripping through the sky, illuminating clouds,
Mhm.
houses, and tree lines. The sound with a tad of delay, shaking the window frames and sending a strange tingle through your body. Nature is a powerful force, and it was majestic to see it in action. Until tonight.
Dun, dun, dun.
The forecast was promising a late-night thunderstorm. So I was caught by surprise when I started seeing flashes outside around midnight. Since I wasn't prepared for it, I tried to quickly finish up the oranges the new couch. When I got my headphones off, I realized why the flashes seemed so odd at first. There was no sound to follow them. I mean, if the lightning is in the clouds or pretty far away, then yeah, I guess the sound could be missing. But the flashes seemed so
What?
close.
Oh.
Yeah,
Why does it
I decided to check out the sky of the kitchen window.
I don't know.
There's large glass panels that give you a good wide-angle view to the outside. To keep my eyes adjusted to the darkness, I stayed away from flipping the switches on and traveled through the house relying on my memory. Endless darkness is a very feeling, even if you are inside of the safe walls of your house. But those are just the feelings, nothing else. If it wasn't for the glass, the pitch-black darkness on both sides made me feel like the safe walls surrounding me no longer exist, and that feel of safety was
Usually
slowly
at
crawling
nighttime
away.
when it's like
But the walls
dark
did shatter when I
and
glanced up
stuff like
high
that,
into
and
the
there's
sky.
not a light on or
My
anything
eyes
like
met the
that,
It's kinda
twinkling
creepy.
Then I
stars
can
staring
see.
back at me.
so
There were no clouds. There was no thunder. There wasn't. But the next flash, right from the other side of the window pane, did reveal that there was someone 5 feet away from me, and nothing but a thin glass sheet was separating us apart.
oh, I'd run to the kitchen, get the biggest knife we have, and say, "Get out of my house, you
Really?
poop-faced maggot."
In the year 2009, I was spending a weekend with my uncle on his
Story number
ranch
three.
when
I
my
know that
parents were
one's
renovating the new house we had just bought.
Okay.
It was my second night there, a Saturday, and it happened to be during one of the biggest thunderstorms of the year. I'd say there were at least 3 crashes of thunder and lightning per minute. And we were in the heart of the storm, because the thunder would crash not even a second after the lightning would.
Okay.
I always enjoyed listening to storms while laying in bed.
Why do people
So I
like
stayed
this?
up a little later watching TV, just enjoying the ambiance. After the movie I was watching finally ended, I turned off the TV and tried to fall asleep.
Boom.
Hello?
He
As I
heard
the
something on
lightning
his
strike
window.
from outside. I could have sworn I heard some kind of
Yeah.
metallic thud coming from outside at the
Did you
same
hear
time.
it? It was like,
I didn't pay it too much mind. 20 seconds later,
yeah.
I could have sworn I heard it again. A very distinct metallic thud coming from outside to match the timing of the lightning. I really don't mean to make this sound like a cliche horror story, but my uncle really is a kind of creepy guy, and I was never close with him even remotely. So
Oh.
for that reason, I didn't want to wake him up about it. Now I was getting concerned. What the hell could that be? After the third time, I finally got out of bed and
Looked
walked
out
over
the
to the
window.
window of the guest bedroom.
Someone was
The water
standing
pouring
there.
down on the window
Why
made
can't
it
you
extra hard to
see?
see what was out there in the dark fields. A flash of lightning momentarily lit up the property, but I couldn't see anything. However, once again, the sound of a metal hit accompanied it.
Okay.
The sound was so close now, it sounded like it was coming from the left of the window at a blind spot.
Ooh.
I was going to do something I knew my uncle wouldn't be happy about. It would be a bit messy, but I was going to open the window and peer outside to see if I could see what the sound was.
Why?
Why is that?
I unhooked the window lock. Storm blew drops of rain into the room and onto me. I stuck my head out the window and looked to the left. And at that very moment, lightning lit up the property once again, and I could see a person dressed in all black crouched down by the outside basement door with his hand raised in the air. And before the sky went dark, I caught the briefest glimpse of what the sound was coming from. The person was bashing at the basement door lock.
With a
I
knife?
pulled my head in and quietly shut the
Or
window,
a
making
metal
sure to lock
rod.
it.
I don't know.
I was in a panic. I feared he might have seen or heard me. I ran back to bed and pretended to be asleep, facing away from
Why?
the window. Lightning
Maybe
crashed
when they
once
told you
again,
if you-
but this
if you
time
saw you-
there was no metallic thud.
Just asleep.
My heart must have dropped as I realized this. I just stayed put in bed for the longest time, hoping whoever was out there would go away.
I've tried
Three more light and any thuds
Go
accompanied.
away!
I thought it would be safe
Go
to go
away!
to my uncle. I turned to face the window and screamed. There was a figure, clear as day, standing at the window, looking in at me.
Oh, wow.
I screamed as loud as I could and ran straight to my uncle's room. He went outside with his hunting rifle with nothing on but his pajamas, not even socks. He ran around the entire property yelling like a madman, but didn't find anyone.
Oh no.
my property.
The next morning, we were able to better see the marks on the basement door lock. It was almost bashed open. Maybe 3 or 4 more good hits would have done it, according to my uncle. He was proud of me for picking up on it. Luckily, I was out of there that same day. My
How are
uncle
you
hasn't told
moving
us
that
of any
fast?
incidents since, so I think he's been okay. Not that we talked to him much at all. I'm grateful I stayed up a little later that night watching that movie, because I may have just stopped a robbery, or possibly much worse.
Ooh.
That's possibly much worse.
Hooray. It's
What?
over.
No! Left the
Yeah.
scene. Wow, wow,
So, that was
wasn't
it.
that scary?
Nope, not really.
Not really.
I mean,
But that has
but
been
like it is scary. Like
Just-
imagine if you were in the situation.
They need to show like it. Like they didn't show it, they just said like scenes.
Yeah, well, it's not like the person just took pictures standing at the window, taking pictures of the guy. Like you, and it's not.
Well, they could make up the picture. That has been Superman and Bub's Minecraft Man.
It was actually
Hi, Bob.
pretty scary. Just it wasn't scary to us because we weren't actually in that scene.
No, it's like it's scary.
Let's do
But
another.
like
Just like it's sort of freaky how he was just like waiting,
Waiting
staring
there.
at the kids.
staring at
The
the
kid.
kid. The kid, yeah. All of them, like, what weren't all of them having to do with someone being home alone?
Well, no,
Oh yeah, every single one.
He
No.
wasn't-
Well, there was one with the brother and the mom and the dad, and that was the first one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then it was him and the uncle
Yeah.
riding around like a madman. Hey, get off my lawn! He shoots at a deer.
That's not the sound of deer.
No, a deer goes.
That's a chicken.
No, that's a
A
deer.
deer makes
I don't know.
a deer makes.
No. No, it goes like this.
That's not a deer.
It goes like this. Ooh. Wait, what? It goes like this. Ooh. No, it also can go like
or it
this
just
too.
dies in silence.
no.
That can always be what happens.
No, it goes like, it looks at the bullet. No, he looks at the man. Oh snap! Oh snap!
Yeah. Okay. So, any comments other than that was horrifying? Not
Nope.
ish. It was. Once
It was
again, it was
okay.
pretty
I like
horrifying.
creepypasta. I don't like Mr. Nightmare.
I like.
Sorry,
Mr.
Mr.
I like.
Nightmare.
I like
You're
both.
probably not watching, but yeah.
Creepypasta is like there's 3 creepypasta channels, and creepypastas are like just stories that are in general creepy. Like there was this one that I watched yesterday. Like you saw the Pooh Bear one that I watched yesterday, but there was this other one. It was like it was called 1999. It was
Oh, that one.
you didn't see that one.
You
It's
told
the
me
one.
about it.
Yes, I told you about it. It's the one with like this kid, he's watching a show, and apparently a few other kids. It was like Channel 21 on his TV, and they lived in Callahan, Canada, or something like that.
Uh-oh.
And there was this man who kidnapped the kids, and in the end of the show, burned their bodies and stuff like that because he killed them and stuff. Yeah.
He burned them alive. Threw
Yeah,
them in a deep
I
hole.
did tell. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, it's like an hour long, and there's still other parts. Like, the guy's still finding out stuff about it. So I feel like that one's pretty real. But
Brandon
most of this,
told me to watch it.
most of the Mr. Nightmares do seem really real, and the creepypastas not so much. Like, I saw this huge, tall, black figure following me. Like, that was on the Walmart one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
That one kind of seems fake. I mean, it could have.
well,
So you need to
happened.
check out Bob the Minecraft
I mean,
Man. Hi,
anyone
Bob.
could see a face following them. It just.
Yeah, but like the huge creature, like it could be real.
But
you
most
know.
likely fake.
Or it could be
Possibly
an
real.
imagination.
Stuff like that. Like possessed dolls. Like,
Looks to another.
no.
Why not?
Let's see. 5 people. Unexplained people.
Anyway.
See. Yeah. So
Gander
that was the story.
Meh.
You have anything to say, Quinn?
Pew pew!
Shoot the guy.
Okay.
Subscribe. That's what I have.
Oh yeah, subscribe, like the video, and
Go watch Bob's Minecraft
And
Man.
comment
Hi,
Watch
Bob.
down
and do-
below who you think is the coolest.
Be quiet now.
it's Superman, which is me.
No, it's me, Tessa. Oh yeah, because Linzo's so cool. No,
And go check out Bob the Minecraft Man. Hi,
Yep,
Bob.
check
and
out
subscribe.
his channel. His channel's name is weird.
Yes, I tried to change it, but it wouldn't let me change it for 90 days.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
And
Anyways,
Talking about your channel, Superman.
Superman. Superman.
Soup A-Man, really? Why would
Superman.
it be Soup A-Man?
Yes, it's
Superman, it's you where you pour soup on a bed.
Okay.
I'll just do it on Dad.
Hooray, we did it.
Yeah, Dad is the only. Peyton's a man.
Okay, goodbye.